Why do 90% of Discord bot projects fail before they even get online? Usually, it's not because the code's too hard. It's because the setup is wrong. As I pull back the curtain on the professional workflow used by successful developers, you'll learn about the bulletproof foundation I've personally used to create dozens of bots. We aren't just writing code today, we're building the infrastructure that ensures your bot and your skills can scale effortlessly. I've designed this course to be a supercharged starter pack for everything else you can find on this channel, whether you want to build anything from a moderation tool to an economy system later on. Since technology changes fast, my YouTube channel's homepage will serve as your hub for the most up-to-date playlists. As for any specific downloads or helpful resources, check the description below. It has everything you need to follow along seamlessly. To run your project, we will need two things: an engine and a workspace. Your computer doesn't speak JavaScript by default. Therefore, we need Node.js to help translate and run our code. I'm using the long-term support version of Node.js. The link will be in the description, so go ahead and download that version to ensure you have the most stable experience. Next, for our workspace, I'll be using Visual Studio Code. You're free to use another platform, but it's hard to beat for the use case, and it's 100% free. Now get both applications installed, and let's move on to the developer portal where we will actually create the bot. Once you head to the Discord developer portal linked below, click New Application, and give it a name. I'll call mine Proto for this series, for prototype. And before we grab our credentials, we'll need to configure a couple specific tabs. First, go to the Installation tab. Uncheck User Install. For this series, we are building a traditional server-based bot. We don't want to complicate things with user context yet. Also, scroll down to Default Install link and disable it. This ensures the Add App button won't appear on your bot's profile, keeping it private until you're actually ready to invite it. Now seems like a good time to head over to the OAuth 2 tab, where we can generate a new URL to invite our Discord bot to our server. Go ahead and select the bot and applications.commands scopes. Then scroll down a little bit and select administrator for bot permissions, since this is our bot and we can hopefully trust our very own creation. Now at the bottom, you should see a generated URL. Go ahead and copy this, open a new tab, paste it in, and hit enter. Now, select your server and give the bot administrator permissions before adding. At this point, your bot should be in your server and we can move on to the next step in the developer portal. Next, head over to the bot tab and scroll down to privileged intents. We need to toggle presence, server members, and message content to on. This is where most beginners get stuck. Without these, your bot is deaf and blind. It can't see who joins or read messages. While these aren't important yet, we will need these enabled so your code actually works in later videos. This is also the perfect opportunity to make your Discord bot private so only you can invite it if you prefer. Otherwise, you can just leave it public and anyone with the link will be able to add it to their server. Finally, scroll up to the token section. This is your bot's password. Click reset token to generate it and copy it immediately. Be careful to never share this. If someone has your token, they have full control over your bot. Now that that's sorted, we need to create a folder for our project. I will be creating mine on the desktop, so I'm just going to simply right click and click new folder. Now with the bot token copied and the folder created, let's open Visual Studio Code and open the folder. Then open folder and select the empty folder you just created. This ensures Visual Studio Code treats this as your project root. It's also a good idea to enable autosave so that anytime you make changes, they're automatically applied so you don't have to save your file every time before restarting the bot. To do that, just go up to the top under File and then enable autosave. Now a quick fix for Windows users: if you try to run the commands from the next section and get red errors about script execution privileges, you need to update your permissions. First, you'll need to open PowerShell as an administrator, and you'll need to type set execution policy remote signed as displayed on screen or explained in the resources in the description, and hit enter. Press A or Y to confirm. This simply allows your computer to run the scripts required for Node.js. Now back in Visual Studio Code, open a new terminal by pressing terminal and then new terminal. Now type npm init-y as displayed on screen, and this will generate a package.json file that will keep track of your project and its dependencies. Now it's time to install the discord.js library, which you can do by running npm install discord.js. Now that we have the package installed, we'll need to create two files for our project. Go over to the File Explorer section of our Visual Studio Code instance, right click and select Create File. We need one named index.js, and one named config.json. First, let's set up config.json. The reason why we need this file is to keep our Discord bots token in a safe, separate location. This ensures if you need to share your code later on, you won't accidentally copy your Discord bot token. The basic structure for this file is a set of curly braces, which I will space out, and then